Oh, hello. It's Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock. In the morning. Woohoo! Alfie wanted to get me up early. I heard Simon slam the door and that was it. Alfie's like, let's get up. So there's a dead bird on the floor. Brilliant. So I've got that to deal with this morning. Leave it alone, Alfie. Yeah, anyway, good morning. Or hello at whatever time you're watching my vlog today. Oh, hello, I've got dressed now. I went back to bed for a couple of hours because, yeah, getting up at 6 this morning was just not the best idea. I needed a little bit more sleep. Hair's a mess, but you know what? I haven't got that much to do today. But it's, steady. So I've just got my hair out of my face so I can get stuff done. So first things first, I had a phone call from the hospital this morning. That was my sort of hospital checkup over the phone thing. After my two, I don't know what you would call them, but I did the exercise test and then I did a 2-day, like 24-hour monitor thing that I had to wear to see how my heart rate was doing. Now, since coming off digoxin, I've not been as out of breath, but I still get out of breath sometimes. I get a little bit wheezy, and walking for a long period of time gets too much, sometimes a bit tired. Anyway, the hospital phoned this morning and basically there is still something wrong with the heart. Well, of course there is. There's like valves replaced in there, but the top chambers are not beating as they should all the time. They're missing beats, and they're also adding beats, which is called an ectopic, I think. Anyway, the upshot of the whole thing is because I've been feeling a little bit better, not quite so out of breath, they want to hold off with the pacemaker if they can. They're not saying it's a drastic thing that I need right now. So they're going to come back to me in 6 months and we're going to do some, checks and see how it's going then. But unfortunately, it is likely that I am going to need a pacemaker after all. But at the moment, we're trying to hold off so I can enjoy some more life before I've got this pacemaker, because it does change things. I've been reading up things like you can't stand next to a microwave. Going through airport security becomes an issue. You have to tell the DVLA that you have a pacemaker. So there's like lots of things that potentially I'm going to have to deal with. But at the moment, I'm all right to carry on as I am, unless, of course, things become too much of an issue and I have to phone the hospital and then we've got to readdress everything. Which literally has made me think I need to go everywhere and do everything in the next 6 months. Book a cruise, fly across the world. It makes me kind of feel I need to do all of that before I ultimately have this flipping pacemaker at some point. I'm probably not going to do all those things. But I'm determined to try and do more before it gets to a point where I can't do it. But I'm going to work around it in the best way I can. So what else news do I have? I did my crystal live last night. Unfortunately, it was poop in terms of actually making any money. But the community was nice. I enjoyed myself. I did about an hour and a half, showed all of my new products. But I do find this, so you business owners out there, I do find this, I always have, that there are always lulls in a month where, people are not paid yet. And it's sort of middle of the month right now. So payday's not until like end of next week. So, that's kind of something that's going to affect a business. So it's all right. The world is not going to end. People are still ordering things online. People did still purchase things, just not as much as that I would have liked. And I've got a weekend off anyway. So I'm just, going to enjoy the weekend and then come at it again next week. I'm going to be at it anyway. I've still got all my crystals set up here. I'm going to put them all away because I won't need them until the next Crystal Live, which is next Tuesday. But I have got an order coming today which has some more aromatherapy candles, some more of the vitamin C and the hyaluronic acid, because that's just selling really well. But it's so good. It's really good. It's completely worth buying. And what else is in there? I think that's about it. It's mainly like beauty stuff. And I have an Indonesia order coming next week, which is all this stuff on stand. So moons, butterflies, all that kind of stuff. It's all handmade, which is quite exciting. I have another order which gets paid for today, tomorrow, which will come at the beginning of next week, which is rings, bracelets, small spheres. Then I have an Indian order, which is sort of ongoing. The guy that I work with, you have like a basket until the basket fills to a certain amount of money, because you get free postage at that point. You kind of just keep putting stuff in your basket until it gets to that point, and then you get it shipped. So that's happening as well. Little Alfie's on the floor under the table, bless his socks. You alright, love? Got pain in my right arm, don't really know why. So the first order that's delivered today is due any minute. It's coming from, I know this, APC, I think the courier company's called. But I've checked on the little map and it's about 2 or 3 deliveries away. So it should be coming very soon. I've been watching actually this lady on TikTok. She does advice on how to make the best of your Etsy store. So that might be one of my jobs today, squeezing that in. Because I'm quite the entrepreneur. I'm sure you guys know. I started my own business when I was 13. I had a babysitting business until I was sort of 16. Then I worked in shops and theatre and other things. And then it's 20 years that I've been self-employed as a vocal coach. My first business was called Vocal Tutor, where I had 92 singing teachers all over the UK. It was this great map and they all got training, and they also got a book which I wrote on, how to teach and all of that stuff. So they were constantly helped through the journey, and some were already experienced teachers, some not so much. But it was part of a network where the students would come in and they would be dispersed to the teachers. And it went really well. I did that for 11 years. I then opened, there was a studio that I had in Manchester at that part of it as well, but it's too expensive to keep open. It was like 1.5 years that I had that, a recording studio. Then had a studio in Nottingham for 7 years, the New Founder Studios, which was Vocal Tutor to begin with. Then the name change happened. That happened for 7 years. I then, due to COVID, we had to close it, and that was massive. That was probably the biggest business other than Vocal Tutor, which was large. This was big to deal with because we had 8 rooms, we had a recording booth, we had a reception, we had second-hand guitar shop. There was a massive band rehearsal room. There were teaching rooms. So there was not just me teaching. There was numerous different teachers. We had a piano teacher, guitar teacher, a production teacher, the band room, recording, like all of that stuff, and a massive storage space. So that was a juggle. So that closed after 7 years. I then reopened a small studio with just me to teach, and that was open for about 2 years, I think. And then, just because most students are online now, I have a handful that have one like face-to-face sessions. I closed that one and I teach from home now. It works perfectly well. I'd still only have a handful of students that I teach face-to-face, so it works perfectly well. I also have the crystal business, which opened last November. So yeah, I've been quite the businesswoman over the years. I'm pretty good when it comes to the social media, setting up websites, all that kind of gubbins. If anybody's ever interested in that, let me know, because I did have a comment on my YouTube that said you've got such experience of being an entrepreneur, will you tell us all about it and sort of teach us things, which I absolutely can. And while I remember, I have courses as well that I've written over the years. I have a book, which is kind of outdated now, which needs updated, all about singing. Then I have a singing course, which you can do online. I also have a how to be successful on YouTube course online, which is quite in depth. And I've got a beginner's breathing course online for singers as well. So yeah, I've been a bit busy over the years, haven't I? So yeah, I'm just waiting for this order and continue with the rest of my day. So the delivery has arrived, I've unpacked it, I've listed the 2 new items onto the website, which is a large amethyst crystal tree and also a Daily Glow Oil facial serum. I've just realised I left my camera downstairs. So I'm just coming back up. I think it's time I needed to film for my Vocal Coach Reacts channel. For some reason I've still got this block, this like, I think there's just so much that make it hard. Copyright, the length of time it takes to edit. I've been doing the same thing for a long time, so what new ideas do you come up with? So to get my mojo going to film, I find is much harder. So today I'm going to go for some fun ones, I think, that can just make everybody laugh, which we need right now. So I'm going to get on and film.
Oh my word, what was that like as a 15-year-old watching Five?
I think there was probably quite a lot of screaming. His dad, he took us over, and I think he sat in the car and waited for us until we were all done at the end.
Go on.
Yeah,
Go on, Uncle Dave, who's your favourite?
So it's 7:25. I've been thinking about this whole pacemaker thing, and I don't really know how much it's going to change my life. But as yet, I don't need to worry about it all that much anyway, do I? I'm out of breath, I've just done the stairs. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the vlog. I will be back at the weekend. I'm going to be vlogging most of the weekend because I'm off to Farley, and I thought, you know what, I'll take you with me. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye, loves.